Rip McManus grew up in Rutland, Vermont, and by age 4 was in the ski school at Pico. He raced for their ski club and in 1957 set a record time for the Pico Downhill Derby. Then somehow he managed to spend the next summer skiing in Portillo, Chile. But Rip came to ski racing the hard way. He had few connections, little money, and in the winter of '59 worked on the trail crews at Stowe's Mount Mansfield and at the state ski dorm to earn his entry fees, lift ticket money, and a place to stay.
I had taken a year off college from Rensselaer Polytech, where I was at school, because I was really interested in seeing how good I could get at ski racing. I went to Stowe, and Rip was up there as well. Rip is a great racer. He was sort of our idol. The thing I remember about Rip, more than anything, is that Rip had an enormous imagination. Everything he did, he approached with imagination. He invented something called the rattlesnake turn. In the middle of a large GS-type turn, he made half a dozen little vadels back and forth. So it was like a turn inside a turn, but really fast, really fast.
By the fall of '59, Rip was off to attend and race for Denver University. But after 2 years, enlisted in the Army and was allowed to race in Europe in '63 for the U.S. Army, but on his own nickel. Upon returning, Rip journeyed to Alaska, where he placed second in the U.S. Nationals and earned a spot on the '64 Olympic team. He traveled as an alternate to Innsbruck, but didn't race, and quit ski racing the next season to join the Head Ski Company as product manager and director of racing.
He was working for Head, and I went up and shot some ads for Head. Shots of Rip running slalom with the Head logo on the front of the skis.
Ryan was working for Ski Magazine, covering the first World Cup season.
'67 Jackson was the last World Cup race, which is when Keeley clinched the World Cup there. And everybody was playing around. And Rip went out and bought a model airplane, which were pretty loud. Rip brought the model airplane engine with the propeller into the ceremony. And then, amazingly, he talked Keeley into putting it on his helmet with the engine running when Keeley went up to get the award. It was a tribute to both Rip's imagination, but also to Keeley's openness to that kind of stuff.
By '68, Rip had his own ski marketing and research company, RMA Inc., and began his career as a ski broadcaster for NBC, doing the Olympics that year.
I ran across Rip again when I was doing a film on Karl Schranz. He was working for NBC. They had hired Rip as an on-course commentator because he knew racing, he knew all the racers. Also, Rip had that enthusiasm that came through in anything he did. We were focusing on the Val Gardena World Cup, the FIS championships that year. And NBC was covering it. I was not allowed to get on the course because of the rights. But I filmed the giant slalom, which Schranz won, inside the television trailer where they had like about 6 monitors. And Rip recreated his commentary based on the way I had edited the film.
Rip McManus at Val Gardena with NBC for the second run of the men's giant slalom. Billy Kidd has just finished a much stronger second run today, and now Karl Schranz on the course.
I had the soundtrack of Rip commentating on what Schranz was doing on the course.
He's still strong. He's coming down near the finish, crouching for speed 2:04.04. That's it. Schranz has just won the gold medal.
After the race, I rode in a car in the front seat when Rip and Schranz were in the back seat. Rip was just sort of making conversation with Karl Schranz.
Okay, downhill 7 times.
And they also commented on the fact that Rip had been in Downhill Racer. He was a broadcaster in Downhill Racer.
Did you see Downhill Racer yet, the movie that Rip made? I didn't know Rip was in it. And it comes on, and I'm waiting, and my eyes go, like, there's
And Max Meyer.
Settling into marketing Olin skis, Rip brought Skiing's elite to the company by creating Olin's factory team, which dominated the newly created pro circuit. Then, in 1982, Rip was killed in a car crash, and skiing lost one of its most imaginative and friendly personalities.
His style and his flamboyance, enthusiasm and flamboyance was the particular thing that rubbed off on everybody.